Arnold, wake up. It's time for your first day of the new school year.
Why do I have to go to school?
Today is your first day, I forgot to say. Anyway, go pack your things and then go to the bus stop.
When Arnold goes to the bus stop. Why do I even have to go to school so early? I thought we would come back on September and not August. Well, my bus is here now, I guess. Hey Kayleigh. How are you doing?
Hey Arnold. I'm feeling good. And you?
I'm fine, thanks. I don't like going to school on the first day that early, and let me guess, it's your opinion too.
Agreed. Also, what should we do when we are there?
First off, here in the bus, we are going to shout the F right and the P word very loud to blast everyone's ears off. Then, we will dance naked in front of the stage in the first day of school assembly. Then, we will cheat on an essay using ChatGPT. Then, we will misbehave in physical education class by stealing balls from the PE department. Then, we will start a food fight in the cafeteria. And last but not least, we will pull the fire alarm and put the whole school on panic.
Oh my gosh, my strawberry cheesecake. This is one of the best ideas of what I've ever heard. Let's start with shouting the F her right in the P word in the entire bus. This is going to be very funny. Ha 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 ha.
Oh my gosh, you're such a stupid jerk, Arnold, for saying the F right in the P word.
I agree with Archon, who is my best friend. You are such a jerk, Arnold and Kayleigh.
What's going on here? Why did I just hear gasping and yelling all over the bus?
Thank goodness you're here, Mr. Johnson. Arnold and Kayleigh just shouted the F right in the P word, which could be heard in the entire bus. Thus, Archon and I shouted at them.
Arnold and Kayleigh, you told me that you shouted the F right in the P word in the bus. That's it. Next time you shout that again, you will be kicked out and banned from this bus, and you will be required to find another way to go to school, and you will also receive a warning for violating the rules on the school bus.
Okay, it looks like we are here now.
Good morning, class. My name is Mrs. Lauren, and I will be your new class teacher this school year, teaching you guys geography, English and physical education classes. Before we start our lesson, I just want to explain something to you, which will be our class timetable for the regular time of the semester, and the one of it today. Okay, the regular class timetable goes as follows. We will be meeting us on Monday for English and geography, on Wednesday in physical education, and on Friday for physical education. On Monday, you will also be having physics. On Tuesdays, you will have foreign languages, maths, and then, in the odd week, we have music, which is this week, and in the even week, it's art. German will be on Wednesdays and Fridays, religious education on Wednesdays, maths on Tuesdays and Fridays, history on Thursdays, biology on Thursdays, foreign languages on Tuesdays and Fridays, and German on Wednesdays and Fridays. School will be in session from 9 a.m., or 9 o'clock, to 2:20 p.m., or 14:20. Breaks will be every day from 10:30 to 10:50, and lunch break will be from 12:20 to 12:50. And here is today's special timetable. First off, we will have English as always, but for today, we will only have 3/4 of an hour, as there is an assembly on lesson 2. After that, school will run as normal. All right, since we got that out of the way now, we will now play a name game. First, you tell me your name, and then your favorite color. Anyway, we will be starting at the back of the room, starting with William.
Hello guys, my name is William, and my favorite color is blue.
5 minutes later.
All right, Kayleigh, it's your turn.
No. I don't want to introduce myself.
I'm sorry, but you have to so I can get to know you.
Fine, Mrs. Lauren. My name is Kayleigh, and my favorite color is pink.
My name is Arnold, and my favorite color is green.
Hi guys, my name is Beans, and my favorite color is pink.
Hola, my name is Playtime, and my favorite color is red.
All right, thank you all for introducing yourselves. Anyway, we will be going over the class expectations for this school year.
You know, Kayleigh, this class is probably going to be much worse than last school year, and Mrs. Lauren is going to be really awful.
I have to agree with you, my lovely chicken nugget.
Excuse me, Kayleigh and Arnold? What did I just listen to? That was very disrespectful of both of you to say that to me.
Well, when we are bored, we love to cause trouble around here, and this class will probably become more of a waste of oxygen than in the last school year.
You two stop being disrespectful. And I am warning both of you now, if you continue to cause havoc in my classroom, I'm going to kick you two out and send both of you to the principal's office, along with giving you two a referral and give you as many referrals as I need to.
Kayleigh O'Brien and Arnold Mayfield, please report to the principal's office. I repeat, Kayleigh O'Brien and Arnold Mayfield, please report to the principal's office. Thank you.
Kayleigh and Arnold, Mrs. Maveling wants to see you in her office. Go there, please.
Hello there, Arnold and Kayleigh. Actually, you are not in trouble this time. Instead, I called you two down here as we have hired a second vice principal, as she will be teaming up with Mr. Winston. She is going to give you a warning about your behavior, as I told her of the actions you have done in the last school year.
Hello, you two. My name is Mrs. Powell, and I am going to be the second vice principal, and I will be teaming up with Mr. Winston, who was already the vice principal of the last school year. And like all other principals, vice principals and assistant principals at this school, I am also in charge for disciplining you, but Mrs. Maveling will be mostly in charge for discipline. All four of us will join all parent conferences which you and your parents will have to attend. Mrs. Maveling showed me your discipline record, and I also was informed by her about some actions you did here last school year. In fact, your discipline records seem to be really long, and according to Mrs. Maveling, you have the longest discipline records not only in this school, but also in the entire school district as well. And I am warning both of you now, if your behavior this school year will be like last school year, you can expect you getting a lot of detentions and suspensions.
You know, we don't care what both of you say. We will still be causing trouble as long we have the audacity to do so.
You can think of it, but we will give you as much detentions, suspensions and referrals as we need to, and if it is a serious violation, it may result in an expulsion, and since it's still mandatory to attend school, you will either have to be homeschooled or you will have to be transferred to another school.
And for both of you, you two will be required to sign a behavior contract, and if you don't, you will be receiving an out-of-school suspension until you do so. A behavior contract means that you will be having at least 4 hours of after-school detention every time you receive a referral from a teacher, and at least 6 hours of Saturday school every time you receive a referral from one of us four. Behavior contracts expire at the end of the school year.
and one of us four can also make you two sign another behavior contract if we four feel like you should.
If you behave on the first month of school without causing any trouble, you may attend the monthly pizza party at our school. But if you don't behave on the first month of school, Mrs. Mavling will make you sign another behavior contract, and this will be valid for the entire school year. We can still make you sign a behavior contract again after 1 month of you causing trouble, and if it is just one violation of the rules within the next month, I will make you sign a behavior contract. So I highly recommend you to be on your best behavior and follow the school rules. Fine. I will try to behave.
That's good. Also, there is another thing we need to talk to all of you about. You probably remember that you finished all of your classes in Year 8 with an F-, and since Mr. Winston was nice enough, he let you go to Year 9. Also, you need to finish assignments and tests you did not do in your classes, and redo your assignments and tests where you received an E or an F. So I made the decision that you two will stay in a 90-minute after-school detention, so you two can receive a passing grade in those classes, and you are required to do so before you graduate. Have you two made any progress on your assignments and tests?
Well, we didn't do any progress yet.
Your parents have decided that we will be having a parent conference on the 17th of October 2023 to check your progress, and if you don't have any, or have insufficient during that time, you will be required to be homeschooled by your parents, or we will have to extend your after-school detention by 15 minutes, which is not your decision, as it is your parents' decision.
We highly recommend you two to get working on your assignments. Feel free to stay and break if you think you should start working on your assignments.
And Arnold and Kayleigh, I have an open door policy, and I am in my office 95% of the time, so if you ever need to meet me in my office, you are allowed to do so. And if I am not here, you can schedule an appointment with the secretary so I can meet with you in my office at a certain time. Oh, and before you leave, my office is located to the right of Mr. Winston's office. Anyways, if there is nothing else to discuss, you may go back to your class. Hello there, Arnold and Kayleigh. Currently, we are doing an essay about the countries where English is spoken. Get out your laptops. Make sure your grammar and vocabulary is correct. Also, do not use ChatGPT, as I blocked the website for your safety. Also, if you don't complete the essay within 3 days, it will be marked as incomplete, and this will be part of your assignments you will have to finish in detention. Anyways, for the pair of you, get working.
As Kayleigh and I planned, we too are going to hack the school network and get access to ChatGPT. Ha 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 ha.
Yay. Both of us have hacked the school network. Now it's time to have an essay generated by ChatGPT.
Arnold, you are not allowed to use ChatGPT. How did you even access ChatGPT even though the website is blocked?
Well, to tell you the truth, I hacked into the school network and unblocked the website.
I also saw Kayleigh hacking into the school network and accessed ChatGPT.
Arnold, because of this, you will receive a referral for that. And Kayleigh, that goes for you as well, you will also receive a referral because of your hacking. All right class, put away your laptops please. We are about to go to the first day of school assembly. Make sure to be on your best behavior. Anyway, let's go, as the bell is about to ring.
Attention students and staff, the first day of school assemblies will now begin. All students and staff are advised to go to the auditorium. I repeat, all students and staff are advised to go to the auditorium. Thank you.
Okay class, we better get going now.
Excuse me, Arnold and Kayleigh.
What is it, Mrs. Mavling?
I am going to give you two a warning if you misbehave during the first day of school assembly. If you do, you will be given punishments, But that will follow once the assembly concludes, so you better be on your best behavior.
Well, I think Kayleigh and I will misbehave in the first day of school assembly, as it will probably be as boring, or even more boring than the first day of school assembly last school year.
Alright, then you two will have to wait outside until the assembly is over. Make sure you behave when you are here. Anyway, I'm heading to the auditorium for the first day of school assembly.
Ugh, it's getting so boring. What should we do? Oh, I totally forgot. We should steal balls from the PE department and destroy the windows, and then, we should pull the fire alarm. Unfortunately, that assembly plan was ruined all thanks to that dummy, Mrs. Mavling. It's time to steal balls from the PE department.
Oh yes, I totally forgot. Now let's take the plan into motion. Ha 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 ha.
Time to get out of here before we get caught.
We're so getting out of here. Okay, we got to go.
Alright everyone, don't panic. Single file line please.
Okay, let's take attendance. August.
Here.
Alan.
Present.
Playtime.
Here.
Beans.
Here.
Molly.
Here.
Sally.
Here.
Ty.
Here.
Jonathan.
Here.
Jaquel.
Here.
Mia.
Here.
William.
Present.
John.
Present.
Arthur.
Here.
Joseph.
Here.
Arnold.
We're here.
Arnold and Kayleigh, where were you two recently?
We were in the toilet. That's why.
All right. Okay, everyone is here.
"30 minutes later.
Attention students and staff, the fire alarm was a false alarm. Someone has pulled the fire alarm station next to stairwell 2 and lift C and D. Please feel free to go back into the building. And Kayleigh O'Brien and Arnold Mayfield, please report to the principal's office. I repeat, please feel free to go back into the building. And Kayleigh O'Brien and Arnold Mayfield, please report to the principal's office. Thank you.
Hey Mrs. Mavling, Mr. Winston, Mrs. Murray and Ms. Swift, what did we do this time?
Arnold and Kayleigh. I received information from the fire brigade, and they said you two have pulled the fire alarm. We are also aware that this isn't the only thing you've done. Dave, one of the school bus drivers, told me you two shouted the F her right in the P word. Next, you cheated on your essay, as you hacked and somehow got access to ChatGPT, Mrs. Lauren said. She gave you two a referral for that. Next, you stole a football from the PE department, and then, you threw it on the window to give revenge to this school, damaging it. And finally, you two have pulled the fire alarm as a prank. After all, this was not a prank. That's it. You two will have a conference with both of your parents and all four of us in the conference room as soon as your parents arrive. Mr. Winston already called your parents and they are en route to school. A police officer from Goanimate City Police will also join this meeting, as pulling a fire alarm falsely is a violation to the law. Your punishments will be given once everyone is in the conference. During the meantime, go wait in the waiting area in front of the conference room.
10 minutes later, when Arnold's and Kayleigh's parents arrived.
Thank you all for joining this meeting, Mr. and Mrs. Mayfield, and Mr. and Mrs. O'Brien. Before we actually start the conference, I want to introduce myself, and Mrs. Lauren wants to introduce herself. My name is Mrs. Murray, and I am the new second vice principal, and I will be teaming up with Mr. Winston. And my name is Mrs. Lauren, Arnold's and Kayleigh's new class teacher, along with a geography, English, and physical education teacher.
Nice to meet you too, Mrs. Lauren and Mrs. Murray. Anyway, what did my daughter do this time?
And what did my son do this time?
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Mayfield, and Mr. and Mrs. O'Brien, you four won't believe what your son and daughter have done. Your son and daughter have misbehaved a lot on the first day of the 2023 to 2024 school year. First off, they misbehaved on the bus, shouting the F her right in the P word. Then, they hacked the school network and somehow got access to ChatGPT and cheated on their exams there. Next off, I had a good idea to have them stay in the hallway during the assembly as they thought they would misbehave. Next off, they stole a football from the PE department. Then, they damaged the window of the auditorium door by throwing the football on the window. And finally, which was the worst thing they did today, they pulled the fire alarm for no reason. We and the fire brigade had to waste our time investigating how the fire alarm was pulled with no fire being there, and I saw the security cameras, and Arnold and Kayleigh pulled the fire alarm.
Arnold and Kayleigh, you and your families will both have to pay a £50 fine each to replace the window within 3 days, and if you don't, you will be given an out-of-school suspension until you and your families do.
Arnold and Kayleigh, you two have violated the law of pulling the fire alarm for no reason at all. You made the students and staff think there was a fire even though there was none. Because of this, you two will be cited. You two will be required to attend court on the 10th of October, and if you are found guilty, you two will be sentenced for at most 4 years to Canary Wharf juvenile detention, and if it is a 3-year sentence or longer, then you will be transferred to Varla jail when you are 18 years old.
Arnold and Kayleigh, you two will receive a warning from Dave Johnson for misbehaving on the bus. You will also receive detention for hacking into the school network and cheating on your essay using ChatGPT. You will be given an hour of detention, but since Mrs. Lauren gave you a referral, you two will have an extra 4 hours of detention, making it 5 hours after school. For stealing a basketball from the PE department, you will receive 2 hours of detention, making it 7 hours, and since you destroyed one of the windows on the auditorium door, you will receive another 4 hours, making it 10 hours, and for pulling the fire alarm, with an additional 7 hours, making it 17 hours. As 17 hours is way too ridiculous, you two will serve a 5-hour detention on Tuesday, a 6-hour detention on Thursday, and another 6-hour detention on Friday, all of them being after-school detentions.
Next off, the in-school suspensions. For hacking into the school network and gaining access to ChatGPT, you two will serve an in-school suspension for 2 days. And since you stole a football from the PE department, you two will have another 3 days of in-school suspension, and for breaking a window on the auditorium door, you will receive another 2 days of in-school suspension, and for pulling the fire alarm, they will increase by a week, making it worth 2 weeks of in-school suspension.
And for pulling the fire alarm, you two will have an out-of-school suspension for 4 days. You caused so much trouble on the first day of school, that we 5 made a decision that you two will officially be recommended to the school board for expulsion. Each of you will have a hearing from the school district discipline committee on the 19th of August, to determine if you will be expelled or not. This is already the second time you are facing the possibility of an expulsion since you got enrolled here. Because of this, you two will be receiving an out-of-school suspension until further notice.
Mrs. Maveling will call both of you to notify you that your children are expelled or not. Even if you are not expelled, you will still become owners of a product called out-of-school suspension, which will be valid for at least 15 school days. If you are expelled, you may be able to request to have your expulsion lifted 3 months after the start of your expulsion, and if it is rejected, then you will have to wait another 3 months until you can send another request to the school. Even if both of you are suspended or expelled from school and are not able to attend Goanimate City Public Schools, it is still required by law to attend school, so both of your parents will either have to homeschool you, or transfer you to a different school, preferably to an alternative school such as Goanimate Alternative Academy. You can also have online classes on Zoom like we did as the school was closed due to coronavirus. I can tell you more information about alternative schools and what schools you can attend during your suspension or expulsion either in an email or in a phone call. Your parents have up to a week to decide if you two will be homeschooled, you getting enrolled to an alternative school, or you having your classes online on Zoom.
Because of your out-of-school suspension or expulsion, your 5-hour detention on Tuesday, and your 6-hour detentions on Thursday and Friday will be held during your suspension, but since you are not allowed to attend Goanimate City Public Schools during your suspension, all of your detentions will be held online on Zoom, and you two will join the same meeting. They will be held at the same time as if you were still at school. In addition to your 5-hour and 6-hour detentions, you will have a 6-hour Saturday detention, also held online on Zoom. I will be the teacher for all of your detentions. And if you two don't attend the detentions, or leave the meetings early, which you won't, as I will be locking the feature during your detentions, then there will be no way of your expulsion or suspension getting lifted until you attend them. After your out-of-school suspension have been lifted, your 4-day out-of-school suspension will be turned into an in-school suspension in addition to the 2 weeks you will serve if you were still attending Goanimate City Public Schools, making it 2 weeks and 4 days.
Are you kidding me right now, Arnold? This is by far the worst thing you have ever done. And since you are facing the possibility of an expulsion, you will definitely receive a belt whooping for that.
Kayleigh? Are you high or what? How can you do that much trouble with your boyfriend, Arnold? This is literally the worst thing you have ever done. I am going to give you a belt whooping when we are home.
I'm going to write your citations now.
And if you ever cause that much trouble again, especially pulling the fire alarm for no reason, you will be expelled no matter what and you will be filed a restraining order from this school.
Here are each of your citations. Both of you are mandated to attend your court hearing on the 10th of October 2023.
And here are your detention slips and suspension papers. And if there is nothing else to discuss, then we can end the conference now. Arnold and Kayleigh, go home right now and don't return until your suspension or expulsion is lifted.
Arnold Jurain Mayfield, you are going to be the owner of a product called hot water when we are home. Let's go home right now.
Kayleigh, you are going to be the owner of a product called grounded when we are home. Let's go home now.
When Arnold and Kayleigh go home.
Arnold. Words cannot describe how disappointed we are at you right now. How could you do so much trouble at school with your girlfriend, Kayleigh? You went way too far this time. This is by far the most horrible and worst thing you have ever done, I must say.
Now you are facing the possibility of expulsion thanks to you. You even broke the law by pulling the fire alarm for no reason. Now we have to pay fines and go to court, and if you are found guilty, you will go to prison once again just for that. You are even facing online detention because of all of your cruel actions today.
That's it, you are now the owner of a product called Grounded, and it is valid until Violet first comes back to YouTube, and while you are grounded, you will be eating nothing but lumpy potatoes for every meal including dessert, have workout punishments, and have belt whoopings during the time.
Before you go to your room, I have a surprise for you. Take this.
Go to your room right now and think about what you did.
I domi parents ground me. You want justice. You want justice. You want justice and you want it now. Wow.
Stop crying like a motor car right now or I will turn you into one and make you so rusty so that no one will ever buy you.
Kayleigh, what is wrong with you? How dare you cause so much trouble with your boyfriend, Arnold? That was very cruel what you did. You violated the law by pulling the fire alarm and we are forced to go to court now. And if you're found guilty, you will be sentenced in prison. You're now getting a lot of detentions and suspensions because of this, and your detentions are held online. Worst of all, you are even facing the possibility of expulsion along with Arnold. This is the worst thing you have ever done in your life. That's it. You are now the owner of a product called Grounded, and it is valid until all fake adverts gets removed for good, and while you are grounded, you will be eating nothing but lumpy potatoes for every meal including dessert, have workout punishments, and have belt whoopings during that time.
Before you go to your room, we have a surprise for you. Take this. Go to your room now and think about what you did.
Wow.
Stop crying like a motor car right now or I will turn you into one and make you so rusty that no one will ever buy you.